In 1984, Waterloo Brewing opened its doors as Ontario's first craft brewery. And since then, we've grown to something we could have never imagined. To celebrate Canadian Beer Day, I'm going to walk you through our facility and process, including how our award-winning beer makes its way to your fridge. Back in 1984, Waterloo Brewing was a fraction of the size it is today. We got our start in a small space in uptown Waterloo. We grew and moved production to our current facility in Kitchener, where we pump out 750,000 hectoliters of beer every year. Brewing that much volume comes with a social responsibility to do so sustainably. So in 2015, we installed a new state-of-the-art, environmentally friendly brewhouse. Our Bavarian brewing technology and equipment were designed to operate sustainably through improved material utilization, lower energy consumption, and reduced waste and wastewater discharges. And this is where the magic happens. For all you non-brewers out there, we're going to get a little beer geeky and walk you through the process. We combine simple, traditional brewing principles to make many different types of beers and beverages. Our efficient wet mill prepares the grain for brewing and drops it into the mash mixer where the starch is converted to usable sugars. This wet mash is then moved to the lauter tun to be clarified into wort, also known as raw beer. Then the wort is boiled in the kettle, where it also gets doused with hops. The hop material is then efficiently separated from the wort using a whirlpool motion, leaving the clarified wort to be cooled through the wort cooler. This cold wort is later oxygenated, doused with yeast, and sent to the fermenter. During fermentation, the sugars in the wort combine with the yeast to make alcohol and CO2. Upon reaching desired degree of fermentation, the beer is cooled down and yeast that is settled into the cone of the fermenter can be removed. The beer is then filtered through a plate filter, which removes all particles. The final product is attained post-filtration, either by adding de-aerated carbonated water or not diluting it at all, depending on the beer. This beer is now called bright beer. It's cold, carbonated, and ready to be packaged. The beer then makes its way to packaging, where we bottle or can your favorite brews in the recognizable packaging that you know and love. Next, we distribute all across Canada, where you can try our brews at your local favorite restaurant or pick them up and enjoy them in the comfort of your own home. In 2015, we opened our very own beer store at the front of our facility. We were so excited to welcome members of the local community to a space on site where they can learn more about our beer and make a purchase on the spot. The beer you find in these fridges, it's as fresh as it gets. We didn't stop there. We wanted to offer a broader experience. So in 2019, we opened a tap house. Here we serve delicious food, cocktails, of course, ice cold draft beer, but also live music, fun events, a place where the community can come together. We also installed a pilot system in our tap house, allowing us to brew small, one-off batches of more experimental brews that you may not see canned in our store. The Waterloo Brewing experience isn't limited to just these walls. You can find our beer all over Ontario, at the beer store, the LCBO, and select grocery stores. And beyond that, you can find our beer at independent retailers across the country. At Waterloo Brewing, our goal is to serve Canadians a quality beer that we like to enjoy ourselves. And we feel as though that deserves a cheers. Happy Canadian Beer Day. Pour the board.